We're reaching that point of the season where every game's a must-win game, but seriously, today, both games are must-win games. Hello and welcome to part 9 of Gunning for Glory. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we are at home against top of the table Manchester United in the Premier League before going into the second leg of our Europa League second round match against PSV. We're 2-0 down against them from the first leg, so the Man United one's proper must win because we're 5 points behind them in the table, as you can see on there. But we do have a game in hand on Chelsea, who are also 5 points ahead of us, and we play Chelsea in the next episode. So if we can beat United and Chelsea and win the rest of our Premier League games, we can still win the league. The Europa League is a nice to have, but I'll want it more if we don't beat Man United. PSV becomes massively important. If we beat Man United, the Europa League has to take a back seat because then we focus on Stoke and Chelsea, and I think that's the rest of our running done then. I mean, and Newcastle, Swansea as well. It's going to be tricky. And as you can see, form hasn't been great, particularly losing against PSV. But this is the team that we're going to put out there today to take on Manchester United. And we're going to win this football match. I've decided. So we've got Cech in goal, a back four of Monreal, Christensen, Koscielny and Bellerin. El Neni and Ramsey are going to be our midfield. Danny Welbeck's up front. And behind him, our first choice three of Sanchez, Ozil and Lamar. If we can get all of them to capture their early season form, we will score plenty of goals today. If we can't, then we have a problem. The crazy thing is, looking at that squad screen that we just saw, all four of the front four, that tells you he doesn't look sharp, they're all in double figures for goals for the season. It's crazy. Welbeck, if he scores today, that'll be his 20th of the season. There are plenty of goals in this front four. The problem is, they're not scoring them at the moment. But that could be because I don't remember the last time the four of them played together. I've been doing so much fiddling and rotating, and there's been injuries and there's been this, that and the other. And it's been a little while since we had this four together. And this was the four that pretty much for the first 10 games of the season, at least, when we were really dominant, these were the four who were scoring all of those goals. So I'm just hoping we can recapture a little bit of that today whilst trying to stay secure at the back. We've officially given up with Mertesacker at this point. Christensen and Koscielny, I'm pretty confident that's my first choice back two. The full-backs are a little bit iffy. I'd look to replace both of them if I can find better, but priorities and all that. If we can't get one of these strikers scoring again, number one priority for the summer has to be a striker, which is mad in a squad that's got Welbeck on almost 20 goals, Giroud on almost 20 goals, Lacazette now fit, and I just can't get goals out of any of them. Lacazette's the problem. Since he's been fit, we've struggled. It's weird, which is why he's not involved today. And obviously the other priority is a goalkeeper because Cech not getting any younger, and it would be handy to bring in a proper top-level keeper. But I think they're probably the only two signings we're going to look to make. A striker and a goalkeeper. Move on Jack Wilshere if we can. Move on one of the attacking midfielders if we can. And then if we sign a striker, move on at least one of the strikers that we've already got as well. Ideally, Lacazette, if we can get enough money for him. But I'd happily let Giroud go as well. Or instead of. Maybe as well, if we keep Alexis. It's very complicated, and a lot of it depends on how these next couple of matches go, because it'll be whether we're having to build a team capable of winning the league or whether we're trying to defend the league title. And Rashford has just scored to make it more likely that we're going to be trying to put together another league title assault next year rather than defending a dominant position. And as things stand, this puts Man United 8 points ahead of us with 5 games to go. That is what's known in the trade as unassailable. So we need to get back into this game, and even a draw is not enough. We've got to win this match. And there you go. Was that Bellerin? That's what I'm saying about the fullbacks. Bellerin's good going forward, but don't even know what he was trying to achieve by just waving his head in the general direction of where the ball was. He was never going to get ahead on that. And it's just really frustrating. Right, Alexis to Ozil to Lamar. Oh, Lamar hits the post, but Alexis follows up and we've got an equaliser. And finally, the midfield three are starting to combine again. All three of them involved in this. So it's Alexis to Ozil to Lamar. Bang, post, and it bounces back to Alexis, who's pouncing. I don't even know why Danny Welbeck's not in there following in on that. But I don't know. At least Alexis has turned up today. And now we need to go on and win this game. We're at home. We've got a packed out Emirates, which, you know, that's as loud as almost 10 people. And we'll be sorted. We'll be fine. Maybe. Why is that shame? I didn't want to see Danny Welbeck. Apologies if you're an Arsenal fan, but got to wind you up a little bit. Kev has to wind everybody up. Premier League, eh? Pah. That's what I think to the Premier League. It's not posh, is it? Right, El Neni to Ozil to Sanchez. Welbeck's in and should have scored, and that is our third clear-cut chance of the game. And again, we're getting all of the chances and not winning the game. I had a couple of comments yesterday or the day before talking about how I look at clear-cut chances, and that doesn't tell the whole story. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it kind of does. If we've got 3 clear-cut chances, they've not created any. We've had the better opportunities to win the game, even if they've had more possession and more whatever else. And it's not even the case today. We're ahead for possession. We're level on shots. Or they're just ahead on shots now. But we've had the better of this game. We've had the opportunities to win it. We've had 3 good chances. They've not had one. We should win this game. And it's just going to come down to not being clinical again. But Mascherano has just been sent off. I didn't even know he signed for them. But Lamar with the chance to stick one of his free kicks in, and it goes straight into the hands of De Gea. But we've got probably 15 minutes now where we've got an extra man. And we just need to make that extra man count. We'll take off... Oh, goodness me. Jack Wilshere is the solution to the... If Jack Wilshere is the solution, I don't know what the problem is. Hey, a bit of 80s comedy for you. But seriously, we need a goal, lads. Because 5 points for 5 games to go, that's still too big a gap. And it's got to come from this corner. And it doesn't. And 1-1. We're not going to win the league this year. I mean, that's what that comes down to. We had the opportunity. And yet again, not converting our chances. So now we've got an even bigger mountain to climb as we take on PSV in the Europa League to try and overturn a 2-goal deficit from the first leg. We're really not making this season as easy for ourselves as it should have been after that start. Right, importantly, we did qualify for the Champions League with that result, though. So although the Premier League win might be gone, we never really intended to win it in the first year anyway. So fingers crossed the Champions League is going to be enough to appease the board. And as off the back of that, we got our transfer budgets. We've got £80 million to spend next summer. And we've straight away put in a £40 million bid for Ter Stegen at Barcelona as a replacement for Cech. I've looked at Donnarumma, I've looked at Oblak, I don't know how you say his name. My scouts tell me that Ter Stegen is the one who I sign whatever the price, and the other 2 they've got doubts over, so they're all the same price. I'm going with my scouts, and if we can get Ter Stegen, we'll get Ter Stegen, and then it's a case of we'll have another 40 million or so to spend on a striker and then start selling. So it'd be good to get business done early, but talking of business done early, we now need to beat PSV and overturn a 2-goal deficit from the away leg and try and get ourselves into the next round of the Europa League. So we've got Cech in goal. I don't need to do the full team. What am I saying? This is the second... It's because I've just done all that transfer business for half an hour. Mustafi comes in for Christensen at the back. And Wilshere's come in for Ramsey. Other than that, we're unchanged because I'm struggling for ideas for how to get that front 4 working properly again. I know a few of you have said try some team meetings, but I always, without fail, mess up team meetings. Shout at them in team talks. Again, whenever I've done team talks myself, I just mess them up. Adjust the tactical instructions. I might do in the second half. We're on control. Oh, we've got a goal straight away. Mustafi from a corner, 6 minutes in. And we're 1-0 up on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Priority number 1 is to score a second goal and then a third goal. But priority 2 is not concede an away goal. And then we've got a chance. With just the 1 goal to make up in 85 minutes to get us to extra time. Suddenly it's not looking like all hope is gone. But it would be nice to get another goal before half time without letting PSV score. So El Neni to Ozil, Wilshere out to Bellerin. Can he whip in across? He can. Welbeck flicks on to Alexis, and I don't know if Alexis was onside or not. It looks like it's been given. It's 2-0, 16 minutes into the game, and we're level on the tie now. And we've got 75 minutes still to go. It's a nice little flick on from Welbeck, and Alexis, he was well onside. He just timed his run nicely, and they doubled up on Welbeck and left Alexis unmarked, which I'm not a master tactician. I don't think I would give my defence instructions to double up on Danny Welbeck and I leave Alexis Sanchez unmarked. But that's probably why I don't manage PSV. But we've got 15 minutes till half-time. Oh, it would be nice to get the third goal before half-time and actually go in at half-time ahead on the tie, but I can handle being level. We've now got 45 minutes to outscore PSV, and then we're fine, I think. Actually, no, we need to... Yeah, as long as we outscore them. If we both score one goal, we're knocked out on away goals, aren't we? But if we score more than them in this second half, we're into the next round. And I think that, yeah, that'll be the semi-final. Ooh, I thought this was the second round, not the quarter-final. I mean, I apologise for the lack of attention that I've paid to the Europa League. Now I actually want to win it, now that we can't win the Premier League. Right, Alexis, and Welbeck is in, and there's the third goal just after half-time. It's Danny Welbeck's 20th goal of the season. Suddenly, our front four have decided to start scoring again. It's almost as if the pressure... Look at Danny Welbeck with his little hat on. It was... I know he's got a head injury, but it doesn't look like a bandage. It looks like a hat. You can't see any hair poking out the top. Let's take him off, bless him. He's got his goal. He's got his hat on. Let's get Giroud on for the last half hour. But yeah, it's almost as if it was a bottle job from our attackers. When we still had a chance to win the Premier League, they just had stage fright. Now we can't win the Premier League anymore. They're playing with a little bit more freedom again. I mean, I might be talking complete nonsense, but it feels like that's what's happening to me. Let's get Asensio on as well for Ozil. And then Wilshere will probably be my final substitution because he's tired, bless him. He's not had an injury for a few weeks, so he's probably about to develop one. Alexis makes it 4-0 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate, and surely now that is enough to book our place in the semi-final of the Europa League. PSV now have to score 2 goals, and hopefully we're not going to let them do that. That's the plan. It's a lovely little pass from Asensio to set up Alexis there as well. This would be nice if we start to see the emergence of Asensio as well, because it's been a troubled season for what was a very expensive signing in the summer, and we do need him to start coming good sooner rather than later. Right, I said Ramsey for Wilshere would be the last change, and I'm a man of my word, so let's make that change. And hopefully just see out this game. Mustafi to Giroud, out to Lamar. Let's have something special from Lamar as well, although he plays it on and we're passing the ball around nicely. And Alexis was in for a hat-trick there, I think. He's scored 2 already, hasn't he? Or was one of them against Man United? I forget now. Alexis is in good form. That's the important thing. Asensio almost trying to grab a goal. There you go. Alexis does have 2 goals today. I'm not making it up. He also scored against United, didn't he? So it's a video hat-trick, if not a real hat-trick. Well played, Alexis Sanchez. Drive that price up for the summer. That's what we all want. Especially if we're going to be on a net £200 million loss once ter Stegen signs, assuming we can secure that signing. So we really do need to get as much as we can for the likes of Sanchez and Ozil to keep pushing forward on our net transfer profit plan. But there we are. We're in the semi-final of the Europa League. That's good news. Danny Welbeck has only got a gashed head. That's also good news. And now, where does that leave us? Our next episode will be Chelsea and the first leg of the Europa League semi-final. If we lose at Stoke, we won't bother with Chelsea because then the Premier League is probably mathematically gone at that point. But we'll show Chelsea in the Europa League if the Premier League is still, in theory, mathematically winnable. If not, we'll do Huddersfield in the second leg, whoever that's against, I think. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.